Hello and welcome to How to Lumix. My name is Rob Brown, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to connect your camera with your mobile device. The app we're going to be looking for, it's called the Panasonic Image app. Whether it's a tablet or a phone or Apple or an Android, same app and the same features. Today I'm going to be using an iPad, and the Lumix G9 is my camera. To start with, we're going to open the app and we're going to turn on the camera. The app's automatically going to start looking for any previously established connections, and this is going to be a new connection, so I don't need to wait for that. I'm going to initiate the connection within the camera menu settings, so hit the menu button, and in the wrench tab we'll see a Bluetooth entry there and a Wi-Fi entry. The reason there's two connection methods for this camera and some of the newer models in the Lumix line is the Wi-Fi is needed for higher bandwidth features within the app. For example, live view of what the camera is seeing or transferring images between the camera and the app wirelessly. That needs a Wi-Fi connection. Bluetooth doesn't have a high enough bandwidth for some of those features, but there are simpler features within the app that Bluetooth is very useful for. To begin with, it uses the low energy mode of Bluetooth, similar to a watch, to establish an always aware connection readiness. So as soon as I open the app on my mobile device, the camera is going to recognize once they're connected that connection is available, and it's already going to initiate that connection for us automatically. So go into the Bluetooth item in the menu. Bluetooth is off currently in the camera, so we're going to select that. Don't need to worry about turning it on. We're just going to set it up to begin with here. So we go into Set and Pairing. Now it's going to give us instructions right away on the screen for our next steps. It says go to the app, tap the Bluetooth icon, which is here in the top left corner, and look for the camera name RBG9, and we see that here about halfway down the app screen. I'm going to select that, and the app is going to establish the Bluetooth connection. Once that is established, it's going to give us instructions for the next steps, and we see that here. So the Bluetooth is established. Now we need to establish Wi-Fi for the first time. So the app is going to direct us over to the settings. We go to Wi-Fi here, and now what we're looking for is the same camera name, RBG9, in our list of available Wi-Fi networks. There's quite a few networks here, so there's a little bit of interference and might take some time to find the camera. We just need to wait for the camera to show on that list and then select it. Here we go, RBG9. I'm going to select that. The connection is now established with the check mark, and I can return to the app, the Panasonic app, which will now complete the registration. So that's ready to go. Hit OK, and we're back to the home screen. So now I can see that my camera is here, RBG9. Little green light up in the top corner shows me that it is connected and everything's ready to go. It shows that there's a Bluetooth connection established, and the Wi-Fi is grayed out because I haven't initiated that yet. So with the Bluetooth connection, I can use this shutter remote control feature. That's a very simple, lightweight feature. I use this on my phone all the time. It's a wireless remote shutter that doesn't require any additional setup. You just open the app, hit that feature, and away you go. You can activate the shutter for a stills photo, and you can also record video from this feature. If we go back to the main screen here, we have a few other options. So one that I use quite frequently, it's available on the GH5 and G9 and the GH5S, is the camera settings copy feature. So as we go here, we have the option with my camera name there, the G9, to save the settings. So this is the current setup, the way I've set up this camera right now. It's going to record all of those settings, save them to my mobile device, allow me to transfer them maybe to another identical camera type, or if I do a reset or I make a bunch of changes, I can go back to the settings file that I've saved now and set the camera back to exactly how it is right now. This is going to require the Wi-Fi connection, so it's going to ask us to set that up. It already knows what it's looking for, it just needs us to select it in the settings. Works the same with Android. And here we go, RBG9. I can select that. Connection's ready, and now I'll go back to the Panasonic app. It's going to verify that that connection's available. Shows here on the camera screen under remote control, and now I have saved the camera settings as they are currently on my camera to the app on my mobile device. You can see the date and time are recorded there. I can now select this save file to send to the camera if I want to do that at a later date, or to change the name to something a little more memorable. Now if we go back to the home screen, we have some other options that we'll look at here. Now that we've established that Wi-Fi connection, you can see that it's highlighted there, that it's ready to go, so we can go into remote operation. What this is going to do is give us a live view of what the camera is seeing. So if the camera is on a tripod, you can just take your mobile device, take it with you, and you'll continue to see what the camera is seeing. And you'll be able to not only control the shutter of the camera, but many of the settings of the camera as well. This is a really great feature for group photos, that kind of a thing where you can set the camera somewhere. Maybe it's on a tripod, or maybe it's just on a bench somewhere. And you can take your phone or your mobile device back to the group and show them exactly what the camera is seeing, and help position everybody so they can visualize a little easier. The other things we can do here, we can go into our white balance and change our ISO, change our shutter speed and our aperture and all these things. We can go into this quick menu action here. That's going to give us more detailed settings that we can adjust, our aspect ratio, the quality of our video settings, our photo style. All these things can be accessed right from within the app remotely on your mobile device, and it's very handy. You can go to a full view here, so take some of those features away from the side and give a bigger picture of what your camera's seeing. You can shrink that back down as well. I'll just show you here. We'll go into single shot mode, and I can activate the shutter. I've got HDR settings active on the camera now, so it took 3 in succession and merged those into an HDR photo. Can also record a short video clip, so you can see now with the red dot that we're recording video on the camera. I can stop that, and I can also manual focus, and there's this jump setting, which again, if you're taking your group shot with the camera set away, it's basically an action recognition. When the camera sees you jumping or moving moving your arms around, it will initiate a 3-second timer to activate the shutter and take a picture of you. Now if we go back to the home screen, there's one more feature here that I use quite often. It's called transfer image. It's going to give you 2 choices to transfer: a selection or a batch transfer. The batch is going to be everything that's on your card on the camera. Depending on the size of your card and how many photos are on there, that could be quite a lot of data, sometimes too much to store all of it on your mobile device. If you go to transfer selection, however, you can pick and choose which photos you want to end up over here on your mobile device. This is very handy if you're out on the road, if you're traveling, and you've taken some great shots that you want to share with friends and family, you want to share on social media. You can just access the playback features right here on your device, transfer over and select whichever photos you want to end up on your mobile device, and then post them directly to social media from there. And that's the basics of how the Image app works. There's some other options in here as well, which I find quite handy. If you go into the menu, there's settings where you can tell the camera to take its time code settings, its clock settings from the mobile device, so that it will record the time in the mobile device as the time in the camera. This is great if I'm using multiple cameras like I am now, where I can synchronize the clock in each of the cameras, so that in video editing afterwards it's a little easier to line them all up. I also find if I'm shooting with 2 camera bodies, say at an event, if the time codes are off or if the clock is off, I'll get sometimes a funny sequence of photos as I put the photos from both bodies together in one catalog. So when the clocks are synchronized, it keeps all those photos in proper sequence and makes editing a little quicker as well. So that's a very quick overview. Once this connection is established, if I turn the camera off, I'll show you what it's like to start it up again from scratch. We'll just close the app and start everything over again. So camera's off. If I turn the camera on again here, you'll see blue light should come on, which will show that its connection is ready. There we go. So that's going to show that the Bluetooth connection is available, even though it's not connected to anything yet. When I select the app here, right away it's looking for the camera and attempting to connect. Now, because I have a few different cameras in here, there's a few to choose from. It takes a little longer to search through, but you can see here the G9 is found and it's checked off, so it's going to be connected, and there we go, it's already connected. Now if I want to jump into shutter control, I'm ready to go. If I want to use these other features, they'll just ask me to establish the Wi-Fi connection. Just need to do that once and then I'll be good to go. If you have any questions on this, or if you've had any trouble getting this set up on your own camera and your own device, please let me know, and I'll do what I can to help.